If you travel around any large city, you'll probably find a rich variety of neighborhoods. Some may have expensive homes on tree-lined streets. Others may be nice, but not quite so exclusive. Still others may be extremely dangerous. Places you undoubtedly would never want to visit. The Internet, at least in one respect, is a lot like those cities. While most websites, like most neighborhoods, are perfectly fine, others are online locations you would be well advised to avoid. Some of these so-called bad neighborhood sites may make unrealistic claims to entice you into making an unwise purchase. Or their content may be illegal or immoral. Or their sole purpose may be to steal your personal information, such as Social Security and credit card numbers. We'll discuss these sites in more detail in a few minutes. Some other bad neighborhood websites may contain completely outrageous and unreliable information, or may be placed online to obtain your email address in order to barrage you later with scores of unwanted emails that try to sell you something. Some websites are safe, but only if you follow some precautions. Social network sites are notable examples. If you're one of the millions of people who visit a social network site each day, you know that they're a great way to keep track of friends. Make plans. Share your thoughts. And perhaps make some new friends. But there can be a downside, because what you see on your monitor, it's in cyberspace after all, doesn't necessarily reflect what's in the real world. In fact, some news accounts have reported that a major social network site uncovered some 29,000 criminals, some extremely dangerous, who disguised their true identity to target victims. Most of these criminals are expert liars who know how to cultivate your trust. So clearly, some cautionary action is in order. First, you'll want to limit access to your page to weed out undesirable individuals. That means choosing a site that allows you to control who can see your page and your information. Now, a few cautionary words if and when you post a blog, use a chat room, or send an instant message or email to an online acquaintance. Never reveal your last name, address, phone number, usernames, or passwords. Also, it's just common sense to post only information that you're comfortable having others see. Because after all, in the online world, it's easy to spread personal information far and wide to a worldwide audience that potentially numbers in the millions. You'll want to keep in mind that postings, including those that may seem funny at the time, can last for years, decades, or even longer, because they can be downloaded, saved, and then resent in the future to family members, including parents, teachers, college admissions officials, possible employers, and even the police. So think hard before posting anything that could be embarrassing or harmful to you both now and in years to come. Keep in mind, too, that your online words and pictures may be accessible to individuals whose intentions are far less than honorable. Thus, an IM screen name, chat room handle, or blog ID that gives too many clues about your identity may pose some serious risks. If any of your handles are too revealing, here's an important safety tip. Seriously consider changing them, because a clever felon might be able to figure out your full name and more after reading a few of your emails or blog posts. For instance, after digging around on the net, he could decipher this screen name as Lily Mandelli, age 14, at Westfield Middle School. If Lily posts some pictures of herself on her social network website or blog, or if she emails her picture to a person she's met in a chat room, or texted in an IM session, Lily may be placing herself in mortal danger. That's right, mortal danger. Police reports are full of examples of victims who were stalked by an individual they had met online and then foolishly emailed their picture to that person. Now, a few more safety tips before we move on. First, if anyone sends you an instant message or email that discusses private matters that make you feel uncomfortable, it's time to end the conversation or correspondence and then tell an adult, such as a parent, about it. Next, if an online acquaintance asks you to call him or her on the phone, it could be dangerous to do so, because your phone number can be displayed on caller ID. Then, using an online reverse phone number service, a criminal can easily track down your family's name and address. Finally, it's not a good idea to meet an online acquaintance in person. However, if you do, never meet him or her in an out-of-the-way place such as a forest preserve or a deserted house, no matter what he or she says. In fact, any suggestion to meet in an uninhabited place should immediately raise a red flag. If you do meet, it should be where there are lots of people around. An outside mall during the day would be a good choice. And always bring along someone, a friend, or preferably a parent. If it's a friend, tell someone else where you're going and when you plan to return. But again, as a general rule, it's best to keep an online buddy as a cyberspace friend. Now, let's turn our attention to online shopping. If your parents let you shop with their credit card to make online purchases, you'll need to make certain that their credit card information isn't stolen. One of the best ways to do that is when you're checking out, look at the website address bar at the top of your browser's page. The address should start with the letters HTTPS instead of merely HTTP. The S means the site is secured with special software that makes it very difficult to steal any information. A browser-generated lock icon on most checkout pages normally means the same thing. However, some criminal programmers have been able to forge the S and the lock icon, so you'll need to do more to be certain your credit card information is kept safe. First, you should make sure that the site is part of a well-known retailer, a company that has a street address, not just a post office box. In addition, the company's phone number should be posted in case the merchandise gets lost in transit or arrives broken. Next, check to see that the online store has a clearly stated return and refund policy. Finally, you should use only browsers such as Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, and Netscape, or Internet providers if possible, that verify that you're going to a safe website. If you don't take all these precautions, there's a better-than-average chance that you'll never get what you ordered.
Where's my stuff?
And your parents' credit card information will wind up in the hands of a criminal scam artist who plies his trade online. Some Internet criminals specialize in another kind of scam. They send so-called phishing emails to unsuspecting victims to steal Social Security numbers, credit card information, and other private data that allow them to walk off with their victims' money and personal identities. More often than not, phishing schemes start with emails that claim that a bank or other financial institution has lost information on your or your parents' account. They also contain statements that urgently implore you to act immediately. They generally have a link that's supposed to be a legitimate website that will clear up the problem. But the site is fake, although it may look like the real thing. It often asks for names on the account, Social Security and account numbers, passwords, as well as usernames, birth dates, and so on. So if you ever get an email like this, the best thing for you to do is delete it. While some people use the Internet for criminal activities, others may go online to humiliate or harass classmates or acquaintances. As you probably know, they're called cyberbullies. Cyberbullies may create blogs, website guestbooks, IM postings, and even cell phone pictures and text messages to spread lies, transmit threats, or send other hurtful communication. Sometimes cyberbullies are retaliating for something that's happened offline, usually at school. Often they don't realize the full consequences of what they're doing. Similarly, some people may think that making fun of others or spreading rumors about them online is entertaining and won't have any real-world significance. But they're wrong. Although rare, some cyberbully events have resulted in suicides, serious assaults, murder, and school expulsions. A number of state legislatures have now passed laws that make some forms of cyberbullying criminal acts. Other states are considering similar legislation. So clearly, cyberbullying is not all fun and games. Moreover, it's immature. Most cyberbullies are between 9 and 14 years old, according to the latest research. It's rare for older teens to be cyberbullies. They've outgrown the childish behavior that entails hiding behind a computer. So what should you do if somebody cyberbullies you? Most experts say that as a general rule you should ignore it, difficult as that may be. If it's an email, block the sender. Do the same if it's a message on your social network site. If there's a serious threat in a cyberbully note, talk to a parent or parents, a school counselor, or call the police, difficult as that may be. The Internet, then, can be a great place to learn, communicate with friends and acquaintances, and buy your favorite music or videos or an unlimited array of other items. You undoubtedly already know that. Regrettably, however, the Internet is also a place where undesirable and sometimes dangerous people may hang out. But if you follow a few safety rules, you can save yourself a lot of grief and perhaps even your life. If you want a social network page, place it on a site that allows you to control who can see it. Never tell an online acquaintance your last name, address, phone number, usernames, or passwords. Post only information that you feel comfortable with others seeing. Remember that it's generally not a good idea to meet an online acquaintance in person. But if you do, make sure there are lots of people around during the day and in a public place. And bring along a friend or parent. Be sure your chat room and IM screen names don't give away your identity. Be aware of phishing schemes. Finally, remember that it's best to merely ignore cyberbullies. But if a cyberbully posts a serious threat, tell an adult about it. In short, you can have fun, shop, and learn a lot on the Internet if you just exercise a little common sense caution.
True or false? When targeting victims, dangerous criminals disguise their identity on social network sites. Three online precautions you can take to keep dangerous persons from learning your name and where you live are and online postings can last for A. years, B. decades or more, C. both A and B. True or false? As a precaution, you should make sure your chat room handle or IM screen name makes it easy to determine your real name. What was Lily Mandeli's mistake? Why should you never tell your phone number to an online acquaintance? Fill in the blanks. If you meet an online acquaintance, the meeting should take place where there are, and you should bring along a, or, an important safety precaution you can take when buying something online and are on the checkout page is A. Look for HTTPS in the browser address. B. Look for a lock icon. C. Both A and B. True or false? Phishing scams target people who eat fish regularly. Fill in the blanks. If a cyberbully message contains a threat, you should, and perhaps,